Hi Kiwi! Alright, we are back at Hades 1. Today we're going to be running the Aspect of Eris. For 4 seconds after standing in your special's blast radius, deal more damage by 15%. And we're going to run the Zeus keepsake because Zeus just scales really well with fast attack speed. So we'll see what that does. We do need 2 heats, so I'm going to bump up... We'll keep going with, what is it, forced overtime? I guess that's only one. We'll do lasting consequences then. So all enemies take 25, or have 25. Oh wait, no, that's my HP. Never mind. We want, there we go, calisthenics, brother. There we go. So all store items cost 40% more, and all enemies have 25% more HP. That should be fine. All right, there's Zeusy. Zeusy. Oh boy.
Oh, damn it, young man. I still wonder what became of her fair daughter. Ran away with mortals there, perhaps. Some of the tales even more preposterous. Don't go believing everything you hear. And do be sensitive about the subject, Demeter, she's been through quite enough.
Once again, with a little bit of voice actor appreciation, the sigh that the voice actor here did after he said poor Demeter, it's obviously not in the dialogue written out, but you hear it, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the subtleties of voice acting. It's something that the more you notice, the more you start to notice. That
the Thunder God's might.
That was a little redundant, wasn't it? Anyway, so I need to learn how to use my... Oh, these shots penetrate, I think. Interesting. So we can't do that because we don't have enough heat. All right, we're getting Aphrodite as our next god. Who makes... What do I want from Aphrodite? So I need to remember to stand in my shot so I get the increased damage. There we go. Okay. A little bit of practice will go a long way with that.
I cannot help but wonder, dearest, why Lord Hades would have kept your mere existence hidden from us all this time. Perhaps he knew that once you met us, you would stop at nothing to come seek us out.
If only it were that simple. Aphrodite's aid, or when foes are slain, they damage nearby foes and inflict weak. I don't know if I want her. I don't think I really want her call. So I think what I'll do is I will take her. Yeah, I don't want her cast either. I don't want to have an excuse to go melee range on this build. I don't think I really need many more gems, but they will. I think I can buy keys with gems, so I'm going to work on unlocking the mirror, so I think it makes sense to still take this. So I can tell that I have the empowered basic attacks from the Eris gun, because I have this kind of like flame pattern around me. So they made the visual tell fairly clear. That said, I'm usually looking away from my character so that I can focus on what I'm trying to hit. Alrighty. A hammer this early sounds pretty solid. Definitely will gladly take that. Basically, the way this build works is all I need to do is constantly be spamming my special when I'm starting the next wave. And generally, waves last less than 4 seconds, so I don't have to worry about much more than that. I guess, what boons am I even looking for on this run? Once I have Zeus attack, I pretty much have everything I need. Your special becomes a rocket that deals 80 base damage. Your special deals 300% base damage in a large area. It can hurt you. That sounds terrible. Or your attack deals 40% base damage in a short spread and has 6 less shots. None of these are particularly what I want. Although maybe this is good, Rocket Bomb. My one concern is it may make it hard for me to get the passive off. Let's do Shotgun Spread. Let's see how that is. I'm probably going to regret taking that because now my range build becomes a melee build almost. But it's fine. It is... we say this a lot. It is fine. Nothing I can really gain from the shop with how much coin I have, so we'll just go for the key. Alright, let's see how this works. Oh no, that's really short range. Oh no, I didn't realize how short range that is. But ooh, that damage is nice. Okay, so trade-offs. This may not scale with Zeus as well. I may want to honestly trade out his attack boon for maybe Aphrodite attack. Since I'm going to be going close range, getting weak on enemies will make me have a much better survivability. That might be the optimal plan here. Let's see, anything instantly restore 22 HP, increased rarity. None of these particularly interest me. And Dionysus, another god who we're kind of getting forced into, whose boons are not necessarily the best option for me. But we'll take what we can get, I suppose. I think at this stage, yeah, I think Aphrodite or honestly Artemis would be fine too as my what's the word I'm looking for? As my other gods in the pool. Oh, dear. Well, survived with 69 HP. Cool.
Oh, hey, you must have had a run-in with the lovely Aphrodite. Am I right or am I right there, Zag? But I have just the thing to go with her.
All right. Let's see. Special inflicts hangover. Cast gives Festifog, or I take less damage below 40% HP. It's only... I think I'm gonna take his take a trippy shot. We haven't used it much. It's not the best cast. It's not the it's not the best cast, but we'll take it. It synergizes well with this, I suppose, because they both kind of do the same thing almost. I think I'm going to have some trouble with this melee build on a ranged weapon, though. I think it's going to... I think I've metaphorically and literally shot myself in the foot with that decision. Because nothing dies fast enough, and that's only going to get worse in the higher floors. Nonetheless, we'll find a way to make everything work here, right? Well, I do get the feeling that I'm going to take a lot of unnecessary damage just by getting in melee range or running out of ammo, because I only have 6 shots. I have to be very mindful of my ammunition, I think, is the first thing I'm realizing here.
Let's see your relatives upon Olympus get you out of this.
So this'll be at least a nice little gold dump, because I'll be able to kill a lot of enemies in rapid succession. So another big downside to this I'm just now appreciating is that there's no hit stun on the bullets, which means I go melee range. I have all of the consequences of a melee build, but none of the hit stun, which just is not great for me at all. But I guess that's what Trippy Shot is for. Trippy Shot can keep me safe because it'll make it so that I can have things hit stunned by the cast. So maybe Trippy Shot was the correct choice here, just for safety reasons, if nothing else. Ugh, man, this lack of ammunition is going to be rough.
All right, break it up.
Like, look at all the damage we took there. Was it avoidable? Most likely. So pomegranate on the attack sounds nice, but realistically speaking, I think I need survivability before anything else. Damage would be great, because I guess there's survivability in not taking damage from killing things fast enough. But oof, I have really done myself a bad. I have done myself a hard bad. That single do you I don't know, do you play roguelikes enough, those who are viewing, to have that moment in a roguelike where you know, oh, I just took an item that has probably sealed my fate for the entire run. I mean, the run isn't over, let's be honest. It's way too early to know how this run is going to go.
Here, fishies.
But I have made it exceptionally more difficult for myself.
There. Another knucklehead.
Okay, I hear a sound effect, so is there something... Yeah, okay, there it is.
We have an intruder.
I appreciate this game's sound design. What can I say? Yeah, like any armored enemy alone is going to be a problem. Any ranged enemy is going to be a problem. Hades is going to be a problem. But we're going to make it work. Probably the best thing I can do to maybe salvage this build is either get one more really good
I've better things to do.
hammer that either gives me more ammunition, or change myself into a special focus build and focus on kiting with Trippy Shot and special attack and my special attack. But at least we're getting more HP. We're going to give ourselves the best fighting chance by increasing our survivability as much as possible. But basically, it seems like to make this build work, what I need to do is cast Trippy Shot and then my special, dash into the special and start meleeing. Trippy Shot should keep me relatively safe. Relatively, again. Yeah. But I definitely think getting the Zeus attack off and something else to replace it will make a lot of sense for the overall DPS potential of this build. I've really just ruined the Zeus boon with taking that attack boon. I should have realized that, but it's too late now. Alright, a nectar room. I unfortunately dashed right into that and then had no way out. I also have to be careful because when I toss Trippy Shot too fast, I end up missing with it. Like, I have the damage, let me know. Don't get me wrong on that front. It's just, to use it reliably is risky.
Some nectar there.
But I'm definitely adapting to this playstyle. I think, pardon me. I think I can make I can make this run happen. But it's gonna need something to really come online. Hee-ho.
Couldn't agree more, mate.
Aye, aye. I don't know. This is risky business. I'm definitely taking the heart.
Don't spend it all in one place, mate.
Oh, I can barely afford everything. Perfect.
Greetings.
Oh, ugh.
I give to you this token of respect, buried though it must have been within the boatman's hoard.
Can you keep it and go away? Ugh. All right. Well, so our four gods of the run are Zeus, Ares, Dionysus, and Aphrodite. Of those right now in this build, there's only one I want, and it's Aphrodite, and don't take that out of context, because I don't necessarily find her that attractive based on how she's drawn. But... oh my goodness. This is gonna be rough. Toppy is skittering around behind me, squeaking and playing with a toy. After you take damage, inflict doom on foes around you. After using Death Defiance, you deal more damage for the encounter. Something tells me we're going to use a lot of Death Defiance charges in Hades' room, so maybe this is a good idea. Or honestly, I can kite with Blade Rift Dash, so we'll take that. I don't know, maybe that's the wrong decision. Hi, Toppy. Are you proud of yourself? What did you bring me? Oh, you brought me a mouse. Good girl. And by mouse, I mean mouse toy.
Electo.
You know what I like about you? The way you bleed.
That is not the type of flattery I'm used to. You're making me a bit uncomfortable, I'll have you know.
Never met a god that bleeds like you. Red. Like a worthless mortal. Come on, let's bleed you dry.
Alright, so we're going to drop Trippy Shop. Oh, yeah, so I think she's going to be a little tricky just on the outset because I unfortunately do need to be able to sort of melee her, and the Furies all have kind of a melee range punish gimmick of some nature, so I've got to be careful about what I do. That said, I guess I am playing relatively safe, all things considering. All things considered. Oh, okay, my cast gems drop out of the fog. Good to know. I hadn't appreciated that yet. My Blade Rift also does a reasonable amount of damage, so there's something to be appreciated by that. Oh, I thought that was my Blade Rift, so oops. Okay, she's mad. I don't actually know what that means for us. Mostly her just dropping Blade Rifts from the looks of it. Yeah, our attack speed is so much slower with this build. I am playing super safe, and it seems to be working out for me so far. Like, I don't know where the damage is necessarily coming from. I mean, I have all the reasons to have the damage, but it feels like I'm doing when I'm in range enough to hit her. That should finish her. Nope, barely. Okay, there it is. What? Oh, my Blade Rift killed her. Okay. It was like, what killed her there? All right.
She wasn't very nice. Titan blood.
All right, so I think ultimately what it boils down to is I have to play safe. Use my cast to keep myself safe. Use my weapon to deal the damage.
Next stop, Asphodel.
So I could go for Aphrodite again and hope that she offers her attack. This is completely useless to us because we're not even remotely distant to enemies. Yeah, I think I'll go Aphrodite
Go with that one.
and hope she offers her attack boon.
Let's think about
And
this.
honestly, here's a way to guarantee it. We're gonna sell Zeus's attack boon.
Ooh, that's cold.
That's funny. I assume he's referring to the fact that we just like completely stiffed Zeus.
So much for Tartarus.
Maybe not. Who knows?
Courtesy of the pact.
But yeah, at most, Zeus's boon is going to do 60 damage to an enemy. Whereas Aphrodite, I won't have the AoE that Zeus's boon provides, but I'll have,
Asphodel Meadows.
I think it's almost 100% increase in damage if I get at least a decent rarity boon. So I think this is worth it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. And isn't that the most important thing? You think you're right, you tell everyone else that you're right, and they believe you. Unless they don't because they have common sense and baseline knowledge. Isn't that how life works? But yeah, especially with the enhanced Eris autos, or basic attacks, I think this makes a lot of sense to do, potentially. I am now realizing how much I lament the loss of my Zeus attack. Potentially. But again, I think... I don't know, maybe I made the right decision, maybe I did not. It's hindsight is 50-50. Or 20-20. I am 50% hindsight and 50% foresight. And I don't know which one is better.
That's something.
Hindsight is 50-50. Jeff, 2020. Well, we're gonna make this run is going to take a lot of work to come online. Let's leave it at that for now and see where it ends up. Genuinely though, the thing I need the most of right now is just anything that gives me more shots, even without Zeus. It just feels like I'm severely lacking in terms of sustained DPS.
Peace and quiet.
Gladly take those gems. Okay, what are we offered? Key. All right, not amazing, but we'll take it. We'll take it. What I could really use is a Eurydice room. Because if I get Eurydice, I will probably take her upgrade that grants us an increased rarity, potentially. I imagine that would do us quite well. I think at the bare minimum, Blade Rift will do a lot for me in terms of kiting. Like, the damage is minimal, but it adds up very quickly. And I think that in the long run will matter a lot. Pardon me. My apologies for clearing my throat so much this episode. I might have a little case of the sniffles, unfortunately, and I hope I don't sound too congested on the recording. All right, there's our key. But you gotta love that post-nasal drip. All right, I do not have enough coin to afford anything in the shop, so we'll go ahead and take the coin right here. Let's drop some festive fog. I know there are some boons that synergize with Trippy Shot. I don't know what they are. There's a point where we'll be able to upgrade the Codex. I think it's something we buy in the house contractor's shop. So we aren't there yet to see it. But once I do that, I'll be able to more reliably know what I want to prioritize for duo boons. Because in this game, duo boons make a huge difference in terms of the potential strength of a run. Not always. There are definitely... There are some duo boons that could arguably be considered flops. But we'll see.
I bet Charon's going to want all this.
Alright, Aphrodite or Dionysus. Aphrodite is way more appealing in terms of boons. Oh, I am Flemmy. I am so sorry. Alright. So yeah, not amazing in terms of damage just yet. Basically, I'm just going to kite around and spam my special and my cast every chance I get. The Gorgon head should be gone soon, which will help a lot. Yeah, this does not feel amazing in terms of damage just yet. I'm very curious to see how much of a difference the Aphrodite boon will make. Alright, that's one done. How's that for fancy dodge timing?
See you next time.
Alright, and she didn't even offer her attack. Special deals more damage and inflicts weak. Or any max life increasing chambers reward more. I mean, 42% more HP on max life gain sounds really good. I feel like objectively speaking, I should take the special. It's objectively the better option, but I'm dumb. And I want to leave those slots open for potential duo boon combos. Generally speaking, and not always, but a lot of duo boons are triggered by taking one of the 4 core boons. So attack, cast, special, or, oh, I guess it's 5, or call can trigger the duo. Sometimes a very specific boon is needed. Like I mentioned before, there are some duo boons that require having Trippy Shot, for example, although I do not know which gods those are. I do not remember off the top of my head what the what the duo for Trippy Shot even was. I just know it exists. Really unfortunate that we did not get the attack boon, though, I have to say. Like, Aphrodite really stiffed us. I guess she's upset about the comment I made against her earlier, where I said she wasn't that attractive. Look, I'm sure she's conventionally attractive, but I don't know. Not doing it for me. Alright, well, yeah, hey, excellent, we got Eurydice. Not only will this allow us to progress the storyline between her and Orpheus, but again, we can hope for an upgraded rarity boon.
Guess I get a break.
Someone there?
Such a
Hey,
pretty
hon,
song.
What's going on? Speak up. I know when something's up down to my roots, and something's up.
Well, it's just, I think you may know an Orpheus, don't you? Quite musically inclined, a little dour, impressive hair.
Very impressive hair.
He's court musician in my father's house. Calls you his muse. Says he misses you terribly. I thought you should know.
Orpheus said all that, huh? Tell you what, the next time you run into him, you ask him about the time that he came all this way to try and save me, even though I was already dead. Can you guess how that turned out?
Yes, I do believe I can. Look, I didn't mean to upset you.
Yeah, well, neither did he. But you know what? Actions beat intentions, hun. Now here, how about a treat and you can be on your way?
Oh, well, at least she still gives us this, despite kind of being hurt by what we said. Yeah, so I don't care about my dash. I don't care about my cast. There's nothing here that really benefits from having its rarity upgraded. And Life Affirmation is funny, but I don't think it's necessary. So, next 3 boons have upgraded rarity. We'll take that.
For you.
Thanks, ma'am. Take care.
Oh, that's good.
See you.
Okay. So I think this should be the shot before Lerny. Do I even want more Ares? Is there anything Ares could offer that I would want? Honestly, no. So we'll save our coin here. I find it amusing that if you trigger the next room while you're standing in lava, you don't take damage. It looks so silly, though.
Touch me and I shall have your head.
Heads. Cute. Just cute. Yeah, the downside of Trippy Shot is that it does not affect bosses in terms of any sort of stun effect. Like, in general, CC has middling at best effect on bosses. Well, okay, that's inherently incorrect. It's more so the stunning type CC. At least I think that's the case. I'll have to pay a little more close attention and see if that is the case. Alright, so I think I figured out the motion for this. Is what I need to do is cast and special, use up my shots, and then use another cast and special, assuming I have the cast gems available to do so, you know. Ah, man. 1 shot from death. Unfortunate. Because my reload animation plays out while I am channeling the next attack, or the cast and special. So I think that makes the most sense for how I do this. Yeah, shoot the cast first. So the plan here is shoot the cast first and then dash into the special as it's flying. That seems to do some pretty solid damage. Just want to make sure I don't get hit by his giant AoE of projectiles, because if I'm standing in the center of that, that's going to add up to being a lot of damage if I'm uncareful. Uncareful. Do I mean not careful? Most likely. It's always convenient when the heads get together in just a big cluster and I can AoE them down like this. I appreciate their efforts on when they do that. Oh, look at that. They're doing it again. They heard what I like. He's such a good boy. He's just having fun. He's just playing with good old Zag. It's like Cerberus. Cerberus means, well, he's just doing his job. He's a good boy. No one can fault him for what he does. Just focusing a little bit here. Oh, I'm in lava. I definitely need a good cast, or a good special boon. Something to really make it pop off. It'll probably have to be Ares' Doom, though, which isn't by any means necessarily good. It's mostly, again, I'm trying to get the buff that makes us deal more damage to foes afflicted by 2 or more curses. And right now, if I get Aphrodite's attack, that would be 1 curse, and then special would get the second from Ares. Doom takes like 5 seconds to pop, so they'll have it for a while. Plus 1 diamond. I think we can afford something fancy at the contractor shop now. In theory, we'll actually have to see that. Alright, Aphrodite has unfortunately done nothing but disappoint us here, it seems. So what do I want next? We're on Elysium. The odds of me not taking damage are fairly low. This will probably be useful for Hades, maybe? I don't know. I don't need any god boons. I guess we take Cosmic Egg and hope for... We haven't seen Chaos at all this run. But if Chaos opens up his portal, he's probably going to offer it at a time when I don't want it. I'm just going to take the coin, honestly. Maybe it'll afford us something fancy in another... room. Or shop, rather. We'll see. At minimum, if I do lose a Death Defiance against Theseus and Asterius, I'll be able to afford a replacement. Even if I get, like,
Much nicer climate.
distracted by shiny things in the shop, I should at least have... At least now I have an extra 100 coins.
Shades between me and the exit.
Exalted Shades. Alright, let's see. Yep, we need a hammer. We need something to really... hammers are probably the best chance at this build coming online since Aphrodite didn't show up and give us her attack boon like I had hoped. Okay, I have to be careful about melee distance because these guys have an active hitbox as soon as they start traveling. Yeah, we need... I almost... Is this my penance for abandoning Zeus? Alright, would you kindly not stop, please? Well, would you kindly stop, please? There we go. Okay. Alright, your targets, foes targeted by your special move slower and take 30% more damage. You can use your special 3 times in rapid succession. Your special deals 300 base damage in an area, but again, hurts you. That doesn't sound worth it again because we're depending on that extra damage, so it's got to be one of these two. I mean, we did say that switching into a special-based build might be the best option here, but I still don't feel like it's like an amazing option. I think this is probably... This synergizes with our base weapon, our aspect, so I'm going to go targeting system. So now... Oh, I heard a fish. There it is. So yeah, now we'll deal extra damage, basically in a similar fashion to how we're already playing. So...
That's a cuff, all right.
It may not have been the objectively strongest option, but I do think it was the best option to synergize with the playstyle we're establishing for ourselves on this build. You know, there is a reasonable chance that there's an anvil offered in Charon's shop, and I could potentially roll the hammer that I did not enjoy using. There's an equal chance that I roll the hammer that I just got, which would be less ideal. I just don't want to get hit by these guys. Yeah, our damage is severely lacking. That's going to make Hades a bit rough, because we're not going to kill him fast, and he can definitely kill us fast. He's proven that more than enough times. We may just have to kite the old bloke out, honestly. The fact that I cannot one-shot a Hot Wheels with my base attack, I mean, well, it's obvious. It's primarily because I don't have any God boons, but you know, or any attack boons, rather. But still, it does not inspire much in the way of confidence. Maybe I really should have switched to a special focus build once I took this attack boon and realized it was a mistake.
That was close.
Oh well. Anything fancy around these parts? Doesn't look like it. So a mid shop or a palm. We have a lot of coin. Let's go to the mid shop and grab some HP if he offers it. Oh good, a centaur heart. So this will give me 36 HP. Do I want to try again with Zeus? His call might be decent. Yeah. Attack emit, no. Well, he didn't offer us anything particularly attractive. I guess 30% damage on the dash is at least something since we're dashing a lot. I genuinely think this is all useless and I should have saved my money. Zeus, you are nothing but a disappointment consistently. You and your daughter. Well, okay, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that until after I don't get her attack boon here.
You ever make it out of here, short one? I wonder sometimes what it must be like. The outside.
Very cold, surprisingly.
You've never been outside? Oh, right. The labyrinth thing. You lived in a horrible maze all your life. I haven't seen much of the surface, but it's beautiful. Cold. When I'm there, though, I feel out of place.
Out of place. I understand, I think. I don't see why you'd want to go somewhere like that. It can't live up to the stories. Why ruin it? Speaking of which...
Alright, so this will be a good litmus test for how does Asterius actually fight come the floor boss. I don't think he's getting stunned by Trippy Shot, but I could be mistaken. Alright, we're starting to get a bit more damage on our attack. I genuinely believe if we get the Aphrodite boon here, things will go a lot smoother. Maybe not perfect, but definitely smoother. The only issue is I am very at risk of losing a Death Defiance here if I take, I think, 2 or at most 3 hits. So I'll have to be very careful about that. That said, I am reasonably well set up for kiting him if I chose to just spam cast and special, which is very well what I might have to do, unfortunately. The Karen Shop technically healed us with that Centaur Heart, but it wasn't flat HP. Or it was max HP, which, so I just gained 36 HP overall. Alright, we're halfway there. I have just... This is kind of like just a zoning build. I am full of on-the-ground AoEs. What a weird build. Basically, I just create a lot of nope zones. You know what? I do think he's actually getting stunned by the Trippy Shot because he's not doing his triple jump that he normally does. Okay, now he is, but I think I've been kind of... I think I've at least, like, somewhat hit-stunned him out of his abilities. Potentially. I very well could be mistaken. Oh, I was out of dashes. Alright, it looks like I can survive 2 hits, which is good. Okay.
Enough. I yield.
I guess I win this round.
Definitely not the fastest and definitely not the cleanest, but we made it work, and I still have full Death Defiances.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Oh my goodness, Aphrodite, I maintain what I said. You are a giant disappointment. We'll take her special. All this is telling me is I should have gotten the special build, and I should not have given up Zeus. Oh dear. This is gonna be a little rough, Kiwi. Maybe on the off chance this will be a Infernal Trove that gives HP. Because those exist apparently, and I've seen them a couple times. So they are real, they exist. You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna have to do a trial. I'm gonna find a trial room that'll be the way I end up getting the Aphrodite attack boon that I'm looking for. And I'm probably almost guaranteed to use to lose my special boot, or lose my Death Defiance in the process of unlocking that. We need to get rid of these butterfly balls ASAP. They are a problem. Ugh. I was in between a small divider and that made things bounce. Oh my goodness, look at all these butterflies. This is so annoying, Kiwi. Too many butterflies. Too many butterflies. Is there any other instance where you've heard that and been concerned? I think that should finish them. That finished one of them at least. Okay. Oh dear. Whoa. Oh my goodness. These walls. I'm just gonna lob everything.
Hello, Hermes.
Oh, I forgot to give him his keepsake.
Anything life's moving all too quickly for you, boss? Well, Dionysus doesn't, as you're probably aware. Throws quite a feast, though.
And by keepsake, I meant nectar, so I get his keepsake. Gain 16 gold per... I think we'll take sturdy. It's damage reduction. We need damage reduction. Any amount of survivability goes a long way. Unfortunately, not HP. I do anticipate dying very soon. But at least I still have 2 more Death Defiances after that. Yeah, I don't know. The thing about... I guess I should comment maybe a little bit more about why I feel the way I feel about Aphrodite. I don't know if the word is demi-romantic, but basically I'm generally more attracted to people who I've made a genuine emotional connection to than just levels of physical attraction. Like, I'm capable of feeling physical attraction, don't get me wrong, but it's so superficial and it doesn't mean much to me in the long run. So I'd rather just get to know someone and... Oh wow, we face tanked that. And I mean, that's what makes my relationship with Kiwi so special. I've known her for so long, we've spent so much time together. I find her entire existence implicitly attractive because, well, I love her, plain and simple. And I love her because I spent so much time with her. And I got to know her as a person and respect her and enjoy being in her company. And that's all I could ask for. Hi Kiwi, if you're listening to this, I'm sure you're enjoying the sappy moment as usual. I love you. Sorry you have to put up with me so much. I am definitely some degree of consistent nonsense.
Thank the gods.
It is a miracle how you tolerate me. Okay, it's a Zeus and Aphrodite. I called it Zeus and Aphrodite. How much do you want to bet that I get her attack boon from this room, but lose a Death Defiance in the process? Place your bets now, we're doing it. I need that attack boon. I need something to make my damage pop off. I need her scaling. Okay. Honestly, I think I take it to Aphrodite first just for her. She gave us the worst attack, but it's still a flat 50% increased damage. I don't know if flat is the right word to use here, but...
Your father likewise turned his back on me before, nephew, and we both know what has become of him. I caution you against this.
Zeus, you kind of suck. Not gonna lie.
Apologies, Lord Zeus. He's angry now.
We need to get rid of these archers ASAP because they're just gonna pile up in number and shots. I will say though, the Hermes boon is making it a lot easier to kite these guys. Oh my goodness, there are so many archers. All right, good. We got rid of those two. So much for being better. We definitely... Okay, Aphrodite's attack is definitely helping. No questions about that. There's just a lot of things going on the screen right now. Is there more? Where is it? Oh, there you are. Like, where were you? Oh, good. Another wave. And it's shielders. My favorite. I don't know why, but shielders seem to give me the most trouble because I'm really bad at positioning for back attacks. Honestly, Joe, Trippy Shot is doing a damn good job at keeping us alive overall because it's just giving us so much extra wiggle room to avoid... Oh my goodness. To potentially avoid attacks, I should say. Alright, good. Let's get rid of this thing so it doesn't regenerate. Well, I haven't used the Death Defiance yet, but I'm sure trying to work on that. We need to get rid of these archers ASAP. That's fine. We needed to take out those archers before anything else. Oh my goodness. Well, kind of a hot mess here, ain't it? Oh, I see you. You're not getting away from me. You're not regenerating again. Please no. Oh my goodness. These guys turn on a dime, I swear. Well, prophecy foretold. We got the Aphrodite attack and we lost the Death Defiance.
Not spurn me again like that. You hear me, young man? I think you do. So let's put this to bed and move along.
Tuck it in, read it, sing it a lullaby, and give it a kiss goodnight, Zeus. The lightning effects. The only lightning effect I have is his like secondary dash boon, which honestly, compared to his call, maybe that's worth it. I don't know. I think it's a bad idea. We desperately need... Oh, I should have checked that. I should have checked that.
Glad I put in the order for a fountain chamber in this area.
Well of Charon. I regret not having realized that was there. We're unlucky. We're not gonna see Patroclus, so we're not gonna get the Death Defiance regen.
Within the delicately hewn constructions of Elysium exist places of peace so utterly serene and absolute as mortal kind is seldom to experience during the average short and often painful coil.
I very well may...
as good as it gets for mortal kind.
Unfortunately, it probably is. I very well may have to play super slow and safe just to like have a chance at beating Hades here. I have not had much inspired confidence. We'll take the HP up.
I can use this.
Yeah, I think we're probably gonna have to play super lame in the next couple chambers if I have any hope of beating this run. We really just... I screwed myself over so badly at the start.
See here, Asterius. The god-hated fiend is back once more to be destroyed by our joint righteous fury.
I don't know, I seem to know of at least 10 or 11, maybe even 12 gods, and arguably Hades too, so 13 gods, if you will, at least, that love me. Actually, Charon's in there too, and Hypnos, and Thanatos. I don't know many gods that actually hate us right now.
God-hated. You'll have to be more specific. I have the gods on my side. Though, I suppose you do too. Why can't they make up their minds?
They like a good show, that's all it boils down to.
They have made up their minds. They stand united against darkness, as do I. With the exception of Asterius here, who serves the light. Let's serve it now, my friend. To battle!
So we're gonna focus down Asterius first because he is the far bigger threat when focusing on a different enemy. On the bright side, we are getting the effect that makes us deal increased damage to enemies that are afflicted by multiple status ailments. I think because we got the jolted on our dash. So as long as I'm dashing around him when he's trying to attack me, you know what? It turns out that that Zeus boon that we took is actually correct. We're also doing pretty fair damage, all things considered. Probably, I think the way Jolted works is if when enemies, it's either when they try to attack or when they try to move. I believe it's when they move, and Asterius is constantly moving by nature of how his attack patterns work, so... And we're really, because of the weak and the sheer volume of HP we have, we're relatively safe, all things considered, at least in this fight. I just have to keep dashing by him to get the boons active. But yeah, we even though it was the weakest attack boon, it still was pretty solid of what we got from it, what we got from Aphrodite. All right, there we go. Asterius is taken care of. Your next king. Yeah, look, we've got damage. We've got survivability. It's just this is a very kind of like high skill. I'll call this a high skill ceiling build. If I could say it correctly, I would call it that at least. This is a very high skill ceiling. How did that hit me through the pillar? I'm pretty sure I was behind the pillar there. Whatever. We'll dash here. Nah. Really? Poseidon only did 4 damage in that AoE. Yeah, we are pretty darn tanky because of stacking weak plus... Whoa. I could have dashed a little bit sooner. I held it. I think we've got him. Honestly, I can probably just dash around him and let the dash damage do the rest of the work. That should finish him. There we go.
They say to never meet your heroes.
Agreed.
There's my shade.
I have no heroes anymore. Turns out everyone in life is a disappointment, myself included. Was that a little too real and a little too sad? Because I think it was. I'm going to take the Lucky Tooth just to play it safe. And nothing here sounds like fun, so we'll skip all that. Anything I want to sell? No, I learned my lesson about selling attack boons on this run. And the dash boon is honestly doing some work. More work than I'm willing to admit. Less work than I think it really is. All right. Well, this build is weird. It is simultaneously, it feels extremely risky and extremely safe at the same time. Like, if I play well, I clearly don't have to worry too much about what I'm doing. But we've proven time and time again, especially against Hades, that my playstyle is not inherently consistent. All right. What have we got here?
Fishing there.
The real question on this floor is, do I take the anvil in the hopes of it getting rid of getting rid of the shotgun hit at the risk of it taking my special instead? It doesn't really look like we have a very good option, good chance of getting any duo wounds. I'm going to take the HP first and foremost. I think that will benefit me the most in the long run amongst my options. But we were not loved by the gods on this run, is what I will describe what has happened as. Just need to keep these guys stunned at all times so they can't get their attacks off. The poison damage, I wonder if the poison damage gets affected by weak, even though it's kind of like its own separate entity almost. Hard to say for sure, but alright. Boss oh my goodness, there are so many things happening. Somehow we didn't take any damage from it, though. It doesn't... Oh, I can jolt at these. Okay, interesting. They're covering each other pretty well. It's hard to hit one without getting hit by the other. Doesn't help that they have armor. It makes it a lot harder to reliably hit them. Oop, well, that was my own fault. Could have avoided that. Let's get rid of the satyr first. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of lasers. Let's see if I can hurt them with this at all. I think I have to get rid of these. There are so many things. I'm just going to focus on getting what damage I can off and then deal with the aftermath afterwards. Lob some trippy shots here or there. It seems highly unlikely that I'm going to get any form of duo boon in this entire run, unfortunately. I'm doing a reasonably decent job at... I was going to say not taking damage. I immediately get hit, like usual. Chef confidence to karma. Confidence to comeuppance. Okay, just die. There we go. Okay, room done. Gained HP. Woohoo, our max HP pool is over 300. That's pretty funny. We have 250 coin. That's enough to potentially afford a Death Defiance if offered through the Well of Charon, so I'm going to hold on to my coin for now. I think that's the more reliable potential boon that I can get. And let's go for Hermes. Maybe I can get an extra dash. That would be pretty solid on this run, I think. I don't know why I dashed immediately into melee range of these guys. That was probably a huge mistake, but we're good. We're fine. Maybe I should just lob all of the trippy shots at the start when it's a room that small. I don't know. This is a very strange setup where I feel both confident and very unconfident as to how things are going to turn out. The future is uncertain. I know that I can beat this, but I also know I have a very good track record of just completely throwing a run, going monkey-brained against Hades and not respecting his pretty substantial damage.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Attack is faster. Deal bonus damage based on any bonus movement speed. So I deal 100% more damage from movement speed. My only movement speed buff right now is from Sturdy, which means I would deal effectively double damage in the brief stipends of when I am Sturdy. That could be extremely powerful. I don't know. Do I want the attack faster? I think we take Rush Delivery, honestly. Let's see how that plays out.
Something for Cerberus.
Because Sturdy lasts for... I can probably at least get one or two shots off. And if I'm dashing while these are in the air, that should, in theory, combo really well. And that's how I've already been playing. So again, I think that's a synergy. Alright, so what do I do here? I think I go for the Zeus boon just because there is always the chance I get a duo. Maybe that chance isn't actually that impressive, but... Curiosity killed the Jeff. Not once, but many times before. Plus, I guess it does increase our chances of encountering a Well of Charon. Worst case scenario, I get an attack boon up, or an attack damage increase. Best case scenario, I get a Death Defiance. I think it's worth it. This will be the only extra room I run, I think. Unless I want to go for the coin on the off chance that I can get the anvil. I would be able to afford the anvil if I did go for that coin room. I don't know, is it worth it? It might be worth it. Well, I can definitely tell that we're getting a pretty sizable damage up from using this. I think. Maybe not. Maybe I'm overselling it. I don't know, man. Damage calculations in this game aren't always exactly what art is on paper, so it can be a little hard to tell sometimes. Lots of baby rats. We can deal with baby rats. I can honestly deal with them by just dropping blade rifts. There's got to be something stronger somewhere. No? Oh, really? I got poisoned by that. Unfortunate. And I got bit. That's fine. There's probably going to be a satyr that spawns at some point here. I'm taking way more damage in this room than I think I should have. I'm just playing really silly. Alright, we took out the satyr right quick, so that's good. Oh. There are a lot of things spawning in this room, a lot more than I would have anticipated. Oh. There we go. Alright. Really not that bad a room.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Special causes lightning bolt to strike nearby foes for 45 damage. Not interested. We'll take his call. Maybe that'll get us... That could give us a chance of getting a duo, so I think it's worth it. And I have exactly enough for the anvil.
I can leave and explore more tunnels.
I have 9 coins less than exactly enough for the anvil.
Which tunnel?
I'm gonna do it. I think honestly, like if I play smart, if I play well, if I play smart, I should honestly heal more than I take doing these extra rooms, because I heal 3 HP every room I enter. And we got a well of Charon there. And we got a rat that spawned right on top of us. Unfortunate. Right, we'll see if I end up with a net loss of HP by the end of this.
Show me, Charon.
Unfortunately, none of that. Start with 15% more God gauge. None of these are that appealing, unfortunately. It's hopeful for something. We were not... I guess I should have expected, given how the luck on this run has been, that expecting something in a land of nothing was nothing but a pipe tree. Oh well. We need to get rid of this guy ASAP, or that'll happen. Well, we started this with less than 300 HP. So depending on how this next room goes, this may be a net gain, all things considered.
Bothers.
Bothers? Is that what these are called? These enemies are just called bothers? That's kind of silly. Something tells me that's not what they're actually called. Or maybe they are. Who knows? Assuming Zagreus is the one who's naming most of these things, maybe he gets to come up with really silly names half the time. Oh, geez, I took 25 damage there. Oh, geez, I took 30 damage. Well, I can now say confidently that it was not worth it. And we'll say that even further when I make the decision between the Anvil and Zeus and get offered nothing on either front. I'm gonna use the Zeus call here and try to get the damage off from it. There's so much happening on the screen right now. Oh my god, really? I think there's a laser spitter somewhere. No, I feel like I just hallucinated pink lasers.
Excellent.
Alright, so we got a lot of coin off of that, but not enough to afford both the anvil and... Well then. That was nice of them. So I needed 590 exactly, and we got 30 coin at the last second from those 2 pots. So, okay then. I guess we'll take both. Alright, Kiwi. We know how the luck on this run has been.
Hit me, Daedalus.
We took it. Alright, Hazard Bomb and Spread Fire. We've been avoiding that this entire run, but now we're forced into it. I guess the question is, how much damage does it do? And then what was the other one we got? What was the other one we got? I don't see it. Explosive Fire. Your attack deals damage in an area and briefly slows. No, that's what we are... Oh. Okay, we're a ranged build. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, that's so much better than what we had before. Okay, Zeus, what have you got for us? Scintillating Feast. Your festive fog effects also deal lightning damage periodically. Awesome. All right.
2 blessings are better than 1.
You said it. You said it, Zagreus. Okay, so effectively what just happened is we had saved up all of our luck for this exact moment. Now, I know this is silly, but how much damage does this actually do to me? 5. Oh, okay, I don't care. 5 damage is fine.
Vigilant Cerberus decides to look the other way this once.
Thanks, boy.
Okay, so and now because of how Festive Fog has been upgraded by the Duo Boon, I can consistently get jolted on enemies too, which means they'll be consistently taking jolted damage. I'll be consistently getting them weakened, and then they'll be taking 40% more damage overall because of the mirror passive that we've got, which I will eventually remember the name.
Nice night, no?
It's kind of chill, yeah.
Why? Why do you keep showing up? In spite of knowing that the outcome shall be just the same as how it always was.
Beats having to toil away under your overbearing supervision. And besides, as you may be aware, I've recently made up my mind to leave this place.
Yeah, utterly incorrigible. When next we meet here, then we'll keep it brief. I've grown weary of our aimless conversations. Now prepare.
Yeah. And goodbye, Cape. Fun fact, Kiwi pointed this out. We like to think now that the,
Prepare.
You already said that, bud. Kiwi pointed out that when I was exploring Hades' room, I was saying everything is capes. Maintaining that position, the curtains and banners of the House of Hades also look like his capes. So what if just Hades is just really bad at interior design, and the only thing he can do for design is capes, and the other people who design like work at the House of Hades have to put up with that fact? I just find that implicitly hilarious. Wow, oh my goodness, do you see our special damage? Watch that. Or don't watch that, because I deliberately moved out of the way for you being able to see it. But watch now, okay. 700 damage from our special. We're just a special build now. Forget the Eris passive. We're just going to run around and kite him out with our Y attacks. And that's totally fine. Because as it turns out, removing the shotgun effect on our attack has kind of nerfed our damage on the attack pretty substantially. I guess it's a trade-off no matter what we do, isn't it? I'm just going to pop this and use the Zeus damage. This should make pretty quick work of Hades, honestly. Oh my goodness, I'm taking a lot more damage than I needed to. Alright. On to phase 2, and I'm going to remember he's going to use an AoE here.
We are not finished.
Okay. Look, I remembered. I learned, Kiwi. Oh no. I learned, he says as he runs face first into... the pot, Kiwi. Alright. We still have 2 death defiances, which is really important to recognize. I need to keep up the weak on him. Except, he keeps dashing. Nope, no. Okay. I think I can, yeah, okay, look at that. Some free damage for him. So, my call charges up when I take damage, just as much as when I, My call charges up for me dealing damage and receiving damage. We're gonna just play it safe here. Pop that. I wonder if I dash through this, if I can avoid the damage from it, I think, by dashing through it. That's cool. That's really useful to know, because certainly we're taking a lot of damage otherwise. Would enjoy it if you would stop dashing out of my special, my good sir. We'll just pop this cast, and that should finish him. There we go. Well, this turned around really fast. That special did so much damage.
No matter how many times you beat me, we're family. There's no escaping that.
Unfortunately true.
Are you yet satisfied?
Hades, I've got really bad news for you. There's a lot more of this to come. But alright. So, to recap, we were using a build that was initially going to be attack-focused, and for a while was attack-focused, with a really weird synergy of creating an AoE that stuns enemies using Trippy Shot. And then, somehow, in the very last room, the entire build shifted into a special-focused build that was where all of my damage came from. And, okay then, I guess that's just how it is. But, with all that said, we beat him. Okay. Let's go ahead and visit dear old mom.
Blood.
I'm genuinely a little bit surprised that this run turned around the way it was, because certainly, I mean, again, it was kind of this weird middle ground of, yeah, it could go amazing, but me and meleeing Hades, it tends to end rather poorly for me. I think in part that, I could be wrong, but what was the boon called? I can't check anymore, but the damage boost from Hermes may have added up to being a lot, actually. Alright. Okay, at least she's happy to see us this time. And this time I know to check up here and make sure there's no fish that spawned.
Of everything down in that gloomy house, I miss old Cerberus the most, I think.
I would too.
But I miss other things as well. The lack of light was gentler on my skin, not being as cold. And Nyx and her young sons. It was all very odd, but...
I appreciate that she likes Nyx's sons specifically and not her daughters, which, you know what? That's very fair. Her daughters can be a bit of a troublesome lot.
Mother, in Father's bedchambers. Mind you, there's almost nothing there, just neatly sorted rows of all his samey capes. But on his nightstand is a portrait of you, wearing a regal crown of red laurels. A queen. His queen.
I was fitted for those garments when I first arrived. They were not my customary style. So Hades has a portrait of me still. Why would he put it back on display now?
No, he's never let anybody in his bedchambers. I broke in, don't you see? He didn't put your portrait back on display. It's always been there, ever since you left. So, Mother, why do you suppose he would do that?
Because he loves me still. Is that what you want me to say?
It might also be worth Persephone kind of telling Zagreus off for, you know, breaking into a room that he was explicitly told not to go into. Granted, I think that's kind of the whole point of this entire game, is Zagreus is breaking into locations that he's specifically told not to, but I digress.
Have you ever loved him yourself?
All I really wanted was to leave Olympus. I didn't exactly abscond. I doubt I had much of a choice, but I went willingly. Perhaps Zeus knew how I felt, and thought he was doing me a favor. As for Hades, I grew to love him, yes. He always gave me my space.
Interesting. I wouldn't call it an arranged marriage situation, but it is interesting how she kind of alludes to the fact that at first she didn't necessarily like have feelings for Hades so much as used him as a way to get out of Olympus with Zeus's blessing, for lack of a better way to describe it. But I do appreciate that they should. I mean, that's the nature of love. You're not gonna. I don't know if I necessarily believe in love at first sight, because there's no way you can know what a person is like and how your life with that person will be on a first glimpse. It's just, maybe that works for some people, but it is the harbinger of a bad outcome for many others. I can only imagine.
Won't you please talk to him? Or visit Cerberus again, or Nyx? As for Olympus, surely all of you can figure something out.
I just don't know, my son. Olympus is behind me. And the underworld. I cannot imagine I would be very welcome there after all this time.
I think you'd be surprised. I feel like there are a few people who wouldn't want you back there.
But you are the queen.
Long live the queen. Long live the...
You are the queen.
All right, Kiwi, let's do our little round around the House of Hades and call it a day.
Welcome to the House of Hades, where death is our life.
See you, Hypnos.
Resolved the trouble with the satyrs yet?
That was a nice little catchphrase for the for the House of Hades, I guess.
Achilles, sir, there's something I've been wondering about your codex. The words are yours, and yet it's through my actions that I'm able to absorb them. Is that how mortal scriptures always work?
Ah, you have to understand, lad. I've been here in your father's realm for quite some time. My documented learnings became bound to me, much like the spear, you see. You can undo those bindings over time. Thus, my knowledge can be yours, whatever it amounts to.
I see. I think. I'm grateful for it, sir.
All right. let us go talk to Cerberus.
The Hound of Hell rests peacefully upon his favored spot.
As he should.
More pets? More pets.
Always more pets. Kiwi, listen to Zagreus, listen to Cerberus, and listen to me. Always more pets. Pet all the things. Pet them always. Give them love, head pets, back scritches, all of the goodness. Please.
Question for you, Father. The name Kore happen to mean anything to you by any chance?
What? Where did you... Ah, the cold witch brought it up, did she? Never repeat that name again. Not here, nor anywhere. You hear me, boy? Know only this. The one called by that name despised it even more than I.
So let's see. Demeter's daughter went missing. She wound up down here. I happened. Mother left. Demeter and everyone else on Olympus apparently has no idea. That about right? Tell me what happened.
Describing your own birth as I happened is fairly accurate.
I'll tell you nothing. Keep meddling in matters that you cannot understand, and you'll incur the wrath of Olympus on all that you hold dear. And know that it is not for my sake that I'm warning you.
You can't hide the truth forever.
We'll find out soon enough, I'm sure.
Say, Orpheus, you're not going to believe this. I happened on a certain nymph during my journeys recently. It was Eurydice. Tall, woodsy type.
What? Why, truly. I knew Eurydice resided in your father's realm, but I had not anticipated you would cross her path. You're certain of this, then?
I saw her, mate, in Asphodel. She's doing fine up there, all on her own. You said the two of you were very close, isn't that right?
We were much more than that, Zagreus. We were husband and wife. She was my muse. To think that we are doomed to be apart during our afterlives. Oh well.
Ah well. Don't you have a message I could bring to her if we should meet again, something like that?
I do not wish to trouble her again, my friend. Speak not to her of me, all right? I have my memory of her. It is enough.
You can't be serious.
That sounds a bit lonely, but I can understand the mentality. If his actions previously hurt her, it's certainly hard to be willing to risk that sort of thing again. Alright, so I think these are all primarily cosmetics as far as what we spend the gems on next. It may honestly be worth selling the gems for keys first to unlock things from the mirror. Let's see, what do these give? Underworld Renovation awards gems after vanquishing underworld bosses. I mean, that would speed up the meta progression a bit. Alternatively, Darkness gives HP. I don't have any rerolls yet, so that doesn't matter, but Nectars give pomegranate levels. Gems give coin, and Dark's Thirst also gives increased gem gain. I think we'll start with the meta progression, because the other things are incremental.
This ought to pay for itself in no time at all.
Honestly, it kind of will.
Counted on resources you have not yet earned.
And we'll save the rest of the gems for later. I don't have enough gems to even consider affording enough keys for the mirror. We need 30. Hi, Meg.
What do you want from me? Leave me alone. We've nothing to discuss here anymore.
I was just checking up on you. Just let me know if you wanted to talk for any reason.
I'm not interested in having company, especially from you. You stay the hell away while I'm off duty.
Okay.
Congratulations, wretched broker.
I like that he responds. Meg and Zag were definitely a thing at some point, weren't they? What do we get from that? 60 gems and 2 nectar. Okay.
Totally worth it.
I'm at the point in nectar where I should just start giving them to people. I think I'll focus on giving them to the gods first, because they're just harder to come by consistently.
Medusa, I ran into hostile gorgons that resembled you out there in Asphodel. Resembled only in the vaguest sense, I mean. They lacked your charm or social graces anyway. I just hope you are not related, since I sort of, you know.
Oh, those old things? They're relatives just in the loosest sense. Like, say you had some nasty, almost mindless siblings born entirely from your own blood, something like that. Do you have any idea how hard it was to get a steady job because of them?
So I have your permission to continue hacking down such gorgons with impunity?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Thanks for asking, Prince.
That's kind of morbid, but okay. I mean, who cares if your kin lives or dies? It's fine.
Father loved her, didn't he? Mother, I mean. Faith like that. He's just stubborn enough to hold on to the idea of her, isn't he? Though what she saw in him, I'm not sure.
Your father was different with Persephone, to some extent. He has always been as you know him, yet her lightness, it affected even him, I think. And he knows that he was better with her than without.
Sounds like a lot of pressure on Mother to fix all his failings. But it sounds as though she cared for him as well. And you and Cerberus. She said she misses you.
She did she?
Yeah. It's a complicated situation, to say the least.
Can't sleep.
Me neither. That's why I'm up so early today. Yay! Yay, insomnia. I have a fair bit of... darkness, but I think I'll save it for buying rerolls, because I know those are going to be fairly expensive. So, let's close out this episode. Let's see what Skelly has to say and what we're going to be running next. The shield again.
Aegis hungers.
I would love to run the bow.
Faceted as anyone I know.
I haven't run the bow in a while. I don't know what I want to run. I mean, the Blitz Disc build was pretty fun. I was kind of surprised by how good it was. I mean, it makes sense that it's as good as it was. I know, what is it? The aspect of Beowulf, when we unlock that, that is hands down one of the, if not the strongest weapon in the game. Maybe only... honestly, I maintain that. I think it is the strongest weapon in the game. So that'll be fun to run. Do I really need to upgrade this, though? Honestly, I have a fair bit of Titan Blood. I think what I'm going to do...
Aid me and live again.
Let's actually have an aspect of Chaos run where we have a bunch of shields. And just have fun with it. So the way it works is we charge this up, and then I let this fly, and then all of those shields come out. And then what do I want on those shields is the next question. I mean, Artemis for crit is funny, but I don't think it does much. Maybe I go Zeus. Maybe I'll go for another Zeus-Poseidon combo. I mean, I don't have Poseidon's keepsake, so I can't guarantee he's going to show up on the run. But every time the special lands, it should drop a lightning bolt, and that should add up to a lot of damage very quickly, even though it's like a fixed amount. I learned my lesson. We're not going Dionysus. That was a train wreck. Demeter would be decent for damage. Aphrodite would increase damage as well, but I'm not impressed by that much. I mean, the Owl Pendant might be kind of fun, but I think let's go Zeus's Thunder Signet again. So we're gonna go an aspect of Chaos build with Zeus, and hopefully we get him on the special, and we'll see how that goes. It'll be different from our usual fare.
I'm going to get through all this.
You better, Zag. You better. All right, and then this is the weapon we've had the most successes with so far, apparently, so we need 3 fear. So what I'll do is I'll drop all these, and I'll go forced overtime. Everything attacks a little bit faster.
Just go, pal. You can...
Since we're running a ranged build, that shouldn't be a problem.
Come on, mate. Won't you say who hired you? Was it Achilles? Couldn't have been Nyx. Is it that big a deal?
Was it actually Hades himself?
I am an individual of some integrity, boyo, and protect my sources with my life. You'll have to kill me if you want to make me squeal.
My guess, and I do not remember the answer to this, is probably Charon hired him, because I see he has a Charon, one of the obols in his mouth, and I like to think that Charon paid him with that obol. Really, no comment about killing him to make him talk? Oh well. All right, well, we've got our plan. Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching. In the next one, we'll be running Shield of Chaos with Zeus Keepsake. If you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're asleep, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one for some more chaos, if you will. Because it's the aspect of chaos. Bye.